I have answered this question a million times, but I don't mind answering it again, especially now, since it's relevant. Okay, so I don't have access to our president, but if I did, there are certain things that I would ask him to do as a personal favor to me, and that's what I would do. But first of all, let's clarify something. Microdacism simply means the thoughts of Microdac, and I have very specific thoughts about how people should be treated and about how we should treat each other, okay? Now, we have a president right now, and he has a very effective advisor in Elon Musk. Now, a lot of Christians, this is Sunday morning, a lot of Christians are really in church and they are embracing certain principles of Christianity. Elon Musk declared himself a cultural Christian. And what does that mean? Well, he's from South Africa. And in South Africa, you have a religion called the Dutch Reformed Church. They are the creators of apartheid, okay? And what does that mean? It means that apartheid is a system where the church believes that black people are the natural enemies of white people. In the movie Zulu, they made that very clear with just one line. Black people are the enemies of white people. So when Elon Musk talk about cultural Christian, you got to understand what he's talking about, and he's being honest as far as his culture is concerned. So there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, absolutely nothing. That is his belief. It is not mine. Microdacism is a belief of inclusion. Okay, inclusion. I have no excuse whatsoever not to include everyone. So there you have it. But back to my access to the president. If I had access to the president, I would ask him to get rid of the IRS. I think the IRS does disfavor black and poor people. It's designed that way, okay? And I believe that. First of all, poor people, by virtue of, and this is not always the case, but in most cases, one is poor because of a lack of education. And when you look at the rules that governs the IRS and taxes, you're talking about millions of words that are almost incomprehensible. Okay? So, if you're a poor person, you're automatically a loser as far as the IRS is concerned, because they have created a system that is not in your favor. You notice poor people pay taxes, and if they don't, they go to jail. Rich people do not. Why? Because of attorneys. They have attorneys to make sure that they don't. So I would suggest to the president that he gets rid of the IRS and in its place put the fair tax. In other words, you tax on spending. Tax on spending. In other words, don't tax your income, because quite frankly, a lot of people's income is just enough for them to survive. But you tax on their spending. If a guy wants to buy a Bentley, for example, he should pay the taxes on that Bentley as opposed to buying a Chevette. You see, there is a difference in amount in taxes. So, fair tax. I'm all for the fair tax with a couple exemptions. The first exemption is that you would not tax on, even though you're spending, you would not tax on your investment in American companies. So there would be no tax on the investment on American companies. Also, There will be no tax in your investment in companies in countries that are developing. That would be your contribution to developing countries. Okay, those two things. Okay, so that's what I would beg the president to do. Get rid of the IRS and employ the fair tax. The other thing I would ask him to do is to get rid of this ridiculous stuff of changing times twice a year. It is stupid and it serves no purpose whatsoever. Get rid of that. And the third thing I'd ask them to do is to tax religion. Religions are business. All religions are businesses, and they should be taxed like any other business. Okay? So, in my theory, if you're going to tax a business, which I don't believe you should, then you should also tax religion. If you're not going to tax a business, and I believe that you should not tax businesses that employ over 1,000 people, okay? Because they are reinvesting into their companies that will employ more people. So don't tax businesses. But if you're going to do that, then you should also tax churches. So that's my little off-the-cuff chit-chat, unscripted little chit-chat for today.